There's an old story of a diesel engine in a train, and it couldn't be repaired. A dozen different diesel mechanics tried to fix the engine, and they couldn't fix it until the final guy said, "Hey, I know this guy, Joe. He is the absolute best, and I bet you he can fix it." So the owner of the train calls Joe. Joe comes in, brings a satchel, a leather satchel tool bag, and takes out a little hammer, tiny little jeweler's hammer. Walks around the engine, goes to one specific spot, taps on it once, engine fires up. Problem solved. He hands the owner of the train a bill, and it says $40,000. And the owner is like, "What the heck? You came in, it took you all of 5 minutes to fix a problem, and all you used was a little jeweler's hammer, and you just tapped on the engine. What's that all about?" He's like, "Well, sir, $5 of that was for my time. The $39,995 was for the knowledge that allowed me to fix it in 5 minutes." The reason why I'm telling you the story is because literally a friend just finished texting me, and he was trying to fix his air conditioning. A mechanically inclined person. And I could tell just by what he was asking in the text where he was going wrong in the troubleshooting. And to back up, I am an expert in troubleshooting and fixing electrical issues with air conditioners. So his air conditioning wasn't working, and I could tell that he wasn't quite grasping the logic of troubleshooting a problem like he had. And I knew within a second of reading the message that it was one of two problems. And as I was explaining to him what the process was, he wasn't quite getting it until he went in and looked at what I was telling him to do. And sure enough, he fixed the problem just like that. And thanked me. He thanked me, and I said to him, "See, this is the problem, is that when someone like myself has this kind of knowledge that can fix a problem in 5 minutes that others would take hours to fix, and tons of parts, unnecessary parts. The difficulty is charging your customer appropriately, not for the time that you spent working, but the knowledge that it's based on." And the reason why I'm talking about this is I've been thinking about, obviously, my son a lot, because he's moving on to his adulthood now, and I am very just interested in how he's going to handle these challenges ahead of him, and in his lucky position or situation, he knows what he's worth. He's entering the job market, but he knows what he is worth, and he is willing to compromise on that. But if you know your worth and what your time is worth, you want to be able to be compensated for that, at the very least appreciated for that. And if the appreciation comes in the form of financial compensation, all the better. And this is the thing, is he knows what he's worth, and he wants to make sure that he's appreciated and compensated for his time and his energy, because frankly, in his world of computer programming, the time is, even before AI, it was your career longevity, the years that you truly make a mark, is short. 15 years. And if you don't make your mark in those 15 years, it's going to be really hard to make up for that lack of talent, ability, drive, or whatever. So put your nose to the, put his nose to the grindstone for 15 years, ideally 5, and kind of work your way up. But anyway, he needs to put his nose to the grindstone, because there's ageism in his industry and all kinds of things. And now he's got AI breathing down his back. And it goes to, again, knowing what you're worth. And if you know what you're worth, it gives you a horizon, it gives you a ballpark of what you need to do, what you should expect, and what you should not compromise on, if at all possible. So know your worth, because once you know your worth, then you can work backwards. And if you know your worth and you it doesn't jive with what you would like it to be, that gives you an idea. Like, well, I need to improve my job skills. I need to improve whatever to get to that point ahead of where I am realistically. And it's that realistic assessment of what your abilities are, what your experience is, that for a lot of people, it's a really tough swallow to pill. But if you do that hard work, if you do that honest work and know what that your worth is, it makes things so much easier and so much more efficient, because you can just start the ground running with that information and move forward. Thanks for watching.